I always think of outbound in kind of a couple different buckets, right? There's the targeting piece of, do I have really a clear criteria that as a rep, I know what opportunities to pursue, which accounts are going to be good. I might use intent data. I might look for closed loss deals. I might look for industry, size of the company, etc. Messaging. So like the what do I say? And then, talk track. So I know what to say over the phone. Some sample sequencing and messaging. So I know what to say via email, etc. What are kind of the building blocks when you're thinking about, here's what we owe the reps as a sales org, here are the things that we need to provide to the account executives so that they're properly enabled?
Yeah, a couple things come to mind. One of it, in terms of like the talk track, I think, and we worked with you on this, like we like to have a framework, but then there's creativity within the framework. So we don't have a lot of success with like, say this, but hey, here's the framework and here's a couple of ideas or some bullets on, what could those priorities be that you're bringing up. So for us, it is the strategy, like a general framework that, and I think what's key for that is if you want to be able to coach it, we talked about the get shit done sessions, getting leaders involved, the accountability, like you have to have something that's standardized in my opinion, but then allows for creativity so that reps actually want to do it and they can put their own flair on it, right? They're not going to be successful if it's canned and if it's somebody else's voice. So I think that's a building block. And then, just giving them, for us, like the coaching is also helping them. We talked about this earlier, like who should I be calling, Because I think that's where a lot of people can get frustrated and go wrong too, is they've just got this giant list, but there's no strategy there. There's no accountability. If you have a bad month or something, to how do you get back on track? So it's that coaching cycle of like our coaches are involved with making sure we're going out after the right people. We have the right strategy in place. So it's kind of your macro, like your guardrails for who I should be calling. What are the accounts? What are the people? What's our strategy there? And then I've got like the actual the framework and like how do I actually execute that on the phones in place too. So that's kind of how I think about it.
How do you think about the enablement for the leaders?
Yeah. A lot of what we do, I feel like it can be similar, like especially if we're talking cold calls or emails, like it's similar, but we lead with them. They got to learn it first and understand it if we want to then have a successful rollout with the team. So, we did that when we brought you in. It's making sure that the leaders feel really comfortable about what we're doing. And then there's that added piece of, how do you coach it? How do you create the culture in your local market or with your actual team? And that gets into, some of the get shit done sessions and some of that. But some of it's the same, like they need to know the X's and O's. And then of course, the sales manager